What did we do wrong? Did we forget to put something in it?
This makes me a little nervous.
The arm broke.
Moment of truth.
I think I can do it. It's time for the big reveal.
Is this your first gingerbread man?
This is my first gingerbread man, and hopefully my last. Hi Jarvis, I'm YouTube. It's the holidays, and the holidays are when you're supposed to reflect on the past year and spend quality time with your loved ones and the people who are most important to you in life, like family and friends. But I thought, who better to spend a little chunk of our holiday cheer with than Troom Troom, a ridiculous DIY channel with life hacks as weird as they are useless.
Redhead finds an amazing candy. Here it is. It's my reward for shopping.
Troom Troom is well known across YouTube for its clickbait thumbnails, its nameless characters like Blondie and Blue-Eyed Girl.
This is the Blue-Eyed Girl.
And for the mystery of who actually runs the channel. Oh, and its obsessive desire to stay topical, but I wouldn't know anything about that. I last talked about Troom Troom in a video so lovingly titled, Troom Troom is the worst channel on YouTube. And since then, there have been some developments. I mean, Troom Troom is still making some weird shit. Like recently, they started posting a bunch of these unicorn hack videos, whatever the fuck that means.
Miss Gonzalez brings unicorn to school.
From what I can tell, this isn't even a genre, it's just something that Troom Troom made up. But more importantly, Vox profiled Troom Troom and some other channels recently and discovered that Troom Troom isn't operated like a traditional company, because of course it's not. According to them, it's the result of the collective mind, which...
I'm going to leave my computer for a while. I'll take my mouse with me. You never know who wanders around here.
I mean, it makes sense. Also, they interviewed me for this article as, I'm assuming, a thought leader in hating Troom Troom. And before I build that reputation for myself, I feel like I haven't given Troom Troom a fair shake. So today, we're putting Troom Troom to the test. So this weekend, I went to Troom Troom's YouTube channel because apparently that's something I do now. And this was the first video that I saw. It's called 8 DIY Giant versus Miniature Christmas Candy. Now, Troom Troom is famous for their clickbait thumbnails, but this one is especially ridiculous because it's just the gingerbread man from Shrek, except he's gigantic and just chilling with Redhead while she paints on the rest of his mouth. But obviously, this is clickbait, Troom Troom, because do you really expect me to believe that you got to hang out with one of the most famous gingerbread men of our time? Also, is the couch really the right place to be applying glaze? Now, I'm gonna click this video, all right? And I really hope that they bring the gingerbread man from Shrek to life in a giant form and ice his mouth on the couch. That sounds inappropriate. But I've watched too many Troom Troom videos. I know that this is clickbait, and if it is, I'm gonna try to do it anyway.
Giant gingerbread man?
Yeah, okay, maybe we're getting a little loose with the word giant, but I'll bite. No pun intended.
Redhead finds a box with a cookie inside. But she's not.
Don't eat that. You found a box with one cookie inside? It sounds like a trap.
Redhead quietly finishes the entire cookie on her own.
Rude.
Emma doesn't even get a tiny piece. But Emma knows where to find an entire gingerbread colony.
I think it's time.
Mash 5 ounces of butter with the same amount of sugar.
You know, this seems like an actual recipe. How hard could it be? Grocery outlet, where groceries can get out their feelings. You know, honestly, I'm impressed at how well-stocked grocery outlet is at affordable prices. Where else are you gonna get some beef rub for only $2.99? Elsewhere, it's $9.99, so get your beef rubs here. All right, so we need 5 ounces of butter, and I have 16 ounces of butter here, which is more than that. I assume this is at least 5 ounces of sugar. You know what, we probably actually have sugar at my apartment. We did, but I couldn't find it. Does brown sugar count? Maybe the sugar's in this. All right, okay. Why is this in our kitchen? Oh, they're measuring cups. Okay, that's fine. I'm not as upset. I believe they're using white sugar in the recipe, but I can only find brown sugar in my kitchen. Am I ruining the recipe? Let me know in the comments down below. The recipe at the beginning was fairly easy to follow, but we spent a lot of time doing measurements. How many ounces are a cup? 8. So 8 ounces in a cup. How many? Why is my brain like this? What's happening? Okay, so I'm just gonna use these Russian nesting dolls. I had a bit of trouble getting the brown sugar out of the bag. I promise I'm like a perfectly functioning human. Having a lot of trouble here. 1. All right, this is a half, right? Yeah, we're not gonna ask any questions. Great. According to my 5th grade fractions, or 3rd grade, whenever you learn fractions, that is 5 ounces of sugar, I hope. No questions so far. Everything's been easy to follow. I'm just bad at cooking. It's not Troom Troom's fault. So now we mash these together. This seems like so much sugar. It smells very sweet.
And melt it in a microwave.
We've got to melt this in a microwave. Is this microwave safe? No, it's made of metal. It never says. I'm like nervous. I switch bowls. Cook this until it's melted. I don't know how long it takes to melt, so we'll see if it starts to spark or something. Oh, this is pretty melted. It smells so buttery.
Pour in 5 ounces of honey.
I had a lot of trouble getting the honey out of the bottle. This is gonna take a while.
Gotta shake it.
I guess I'll close this and shake it. It's pathetic, actually. How do you, like, get honey out of a... Should I even use the nozzle? I feel like... If this makes you want to unsubscribe... How does anybody work with honey? How do bears deal with this
I think you put that in the microwave and loosen it up.
Oh, that's smart. Then I would totally understand. If it's not abundantly obvious why I don't have a cooking show, because I don't want to make everyone else jealous. We should have done that the whole time. Okay, yeah, now it's way better. Now I feel like I'm like melting this poor bear. Like, I feel like
It's so sad.
I'm like draining him of his lifeblood. What a sad sight. He had a family. See that? It looks so so delicious and fun and good.
Smells like pure butter.
To me it smells like honey and butter. Honey butter. That's a thing. It seems like I've never set foot in a kitchen before.
Add 2 eggs and mix it.
Now we've got 2 medium grade AA eggs. Those sound like batteries. I don't know what that means really. Medium grade eggs. That seems reasonable, I guess. They are grade AA, so that's nice. Only honor roll eggs for me. No shells. Big money, no shells. They're like way harder shells than I was anticipating, but it may it also just be that like starting to like feel very molassesy, like very thick.
Add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Wow. That smells strong. I mean, we haven't added the ginger yet, but it's starting to smell very festive. It's probably just all the sugar. Now, obviously, the recipe calls for cinnamon, so I don't know how many of these we need. Is this enough for a gingerbread man?
And 1 teaspoon of ground ginger.
We also need ground ginger. I couldn't find the ginger, so I turned the whole grocery store upside down. Ground ginger. I feel so accomplished. Now we add a teaspoon of ginger because it's not a gingerbread man without a man. Does this look like a drug? I feel like I'm in Breaking Bad right now. I am the one who knocks.
Gradually add 25 ounces of flour and knead the dough.
Look at that. All purpose. You can use this flour for anything. As presented by the Pillsbury Doughboy himself. Ah, nice and gradual. Oh, okay, it's starting to form. Wow, this is neat. Science. As the dough got thicker, my wrist started hurting, so I decided to go in with my hands because that's something I've seen on TV. Will you help me pull back my sleeves? Kneading the dough with my hands was really fun and caused me to make an important discovery. It's like Play-Doh. Like, I guess that's why they call it Play-Doh, because it's like dough. I'm 26 years old. So the instructions said to like stencil out a gingerbread man onto a piece of construction paper and then like roll out the dough with a rolling pin, but I did not have construction paper nor a rolling pin. So I just freehanded it and then used a water bottle as my rolling pin. Ooh. Which was surprisingly effective. We've got a pretty flat dough. I'm pretty excited about this. Now we've got to freehand our gingerbread man. I'm just gonna go for it. And go for it I did. All right, so it's not perfect, but for freehand, it's not bad, right? I think now we cut him out. After freeing our gingerbread man from his doughy confinement, it was time to put him in the oven. Anybody in there? I'm coming in. We have a lot of leftover dough. I wonder what we should do with this. Use it for foreshadowing.
And bake it for 20 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Welcome back. You're just in time. We're about to put the gingerbread man into the oven that's been preheated to 300 degrees for 20 minutes. Here we go. Don't try this at home.
I thought we weren't putting the wax paper in.
You can't put wax paper in the oven, so we had to take it out. Where do I put this?
Flip it right over.
Oh, I have an idea.
Chef Curry with the pop.
For real, we're gonna put it in the oven. And now we wait 20 minutes.
For the glaze, mix 10 ounces of powdered sugar, juice of half of a lemon, and a little water.
Getting like a glaze. Now it's time to check up on our man. Okay. When we took the gingerbread out of the oven, I think our first reaction was confusion. I don't know what color he's supposed to be. It's literally lighter than the dough. Is this done? It's unclear.
That does not look done to me.
It just tastes like dough. That's because it was definitely a little bit lighter than I expected. Also, he has a bit of a boil. We might want to go to the dermatologist and get that one checked out. Should we put it back in the oven? Before we put it back in the oven, I thought flipping it might help.
Chef Curry with the pop.
So we've split his head clean open, but he needs to go back in.
Is it hot?
It was just hard. What did we do wrong? Overall, I think we followed the recipe fine, and we made something that resembled gingerbread. It just tasted horrible. It tastes like disappointment.
Add food colorings.
And I think now we need like food coloring, right? What's this colorings?
Food colorings.
Coloring plural.
Add all of them.
I think
Turn it black.
a 1, a 2, a 3. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And please taste better. Eventually we gave up and finally took the gingerbread out of the oven. It's just so soft. Did we forget to put something in it?
Cinnamon.
Like we forgot to put, I don't know, gingerbread, good things. It does kind of smell burnt. This is so bad.
I think I could use more cinnamon.
Cinnamon? I can't imagine what single thing would make this taste not like trash. I'm gonna eat applesauce. When they put in honey, it kind of looked like applesauce. So I'm just gonna grab applesauce just in case. This is a much better gingerbread man than our gingerbread man. And it's a jar of applesauce.
Cut off a corner and decorate the gingerbread man.
Now that you've got your perfect gingerbread man, it's time to decorate. You've already prepared your icing. Our guy didn't turn out so hot, but we can still decorate him and make him look cool. So, oh god, it's very runny. Now we're gonna give him a bow tie. Well, he's got a bow tie now, so that's cool. We're gonna give him a smile, and then an eye, and then another eye.
Jesus.
Perfect. So he's basically perfect, but he needs one last touch. A murder weapon. He kind of looks like Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. It's so heavy, holy crap.
Really?
Maybe that was our problem. It was in that moment that I realized we probably didn't knead the dough for long enough because it was super dense.
You need to support the neck.
It's like a baby. You have to support the neck. It feels like cardboard.
It tastes like cardboard
It
too.
feels and tastes like something you'd build a house out of. All right, let's reproduce this thumbnail. At that point, we finished the tutorial, so it was time to take our gingerbread man to the couch and try to recreate this thumbnail.
It looks very menacing just sitting there.
When I rub the knife against it, it sounds like it's on concrete. Does that not sound like something I could sharpen this knife on? Feels like he's made of metal. You did it, little guy. They said that you wouldn't be born, but you proved them wrong. And you're dressed in business professional attire. But it truly does feel like a cork board. Oh god, his full head is broken. Don't report this to Child Protective Services. It's like something you're not supposed to eat. Try it. This is my friend Andy, by the way, who's been behind the camera the whole time.
It did not get better as it cooled. I would give this a solid 3.
Out of 100? Ah, Svenja, babarisu baba. So after following Troom Troom's tutorial, we did technically end up with something that could legally be qualified as gingerbread, but the size of our gingerbread man was nowhere near the size of the thumbnails, so we improvised. So to make a bigger gingerbread man than the one we had, we knew we would have to build it in parts because our pans were only so big. And we started with the head using the leftover dough from our first batch. How do we get a circle out of this? Oh. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Not bad. And then for the other limbs, we actually made a whole new batch of gingerbread and changed some ingredients around to try to make it taste better. We made the head of our gingerbread man with the old formula, and we put it in the oven for too long. So he has a very dark head. He's gonna have a very dark head and very light arms, but don't judge him for that. The second batch of dough ended up being way stickier than the first, so I needed help getting it off of my hands. We also tried chilling the dough because we heard that helped cool this. It didn't. Also, we knew we had to bake our gingerbread man in parts, but we really didn't consider the fact that at some point our gingerbread man would need to be in one piece. And that presented a problem because then we had to stick all those parts together.
What you doing?
Frying gummy bears. I think that we can use gummy bears as a cement for the arms and head of our giant gingerbread man. I feel like bears have had a hard time this video. Like I had to squeeze a bear for all of its honey and heat him up until he died. And then now I'm heating up bears again. Take this and place it directly upon arm. And then I'm gonna press real hard. We're gonna hope that it binds it enough to hold on to the arms so that it stands up. And with all that weight, there were a few complications. The arm broke. While we waited for our gummy bear cement to set, we put the finishing touches on our gingerbread man and got ready for the big reveal. Okay, I think it's time for the big reveal. I've got to carefully carry this to the couch so that we can recreate this damn Troom Troom thumbnail. So, do you know the Muffin Man? Our end result was mixed. My friend Spencer described it as a badly burned beach dolphin, and when my new roommate saw it, she screamed. So, yeah, mixed. I'm proud of my son. So, it stood up on the couch just fine, but the heat from the lights that we were using caused the icing to start melting. I ruined him. So then I just gave up and went full serial killer. Now it's a horror movie. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf, but have you heard of Gingerbread Man on a murdering spree? Then came time for the final taste test. Ow. It is better, but not by much. Then I forced Andy to try it.
This makes me a little nervous.
What part?
Sitting so close to this.
You have to look at him. If you break eye contact, he'll strike. He looks hungry. How's it?
It's hard. It tastes like cardboard with a hint of cinnamon. In
retrospect, it makes perfect sense to me that their recipe doesn't taste good because Troom Troom probably doesn't expect anyone to ever try anything in their videos.
I'm gonna move away from this thing now.
It's coming after you. So, Troom Troom led us astray. I mean, is anyone surprised? He might be a monster, but he's our little monster. Overall, Troom Troom's recipe was very bad, or I'm a very bad cook, which is true, but I just can't imagine that it was my fault. I mean, maybe. Let me know in the comments if you know where I went wrong. When we looked at other gingerbread recipes, there were several ingredients that were missing from Troom Troom's, like molasses. Mistakes everyone makes when making gingerbread. Let's find out. The first thing is using the wrong kind of molasses. There was not molasses in the recipe whatsoever. I think what we came out with was a very structurally sound gingerbread with little thought to its taste. Overall, I'm glad I did this. I don't really think I'm being too hard on Troom Troom. I think they know what they're doing, but it was pretty fun to follow along, so I'll give them that. Like, the entertainment value is there. I just wish that we made something that we could eat. If you're wondering why I didn't have legs, it's because I didn't want him to run away from my love. Thanks to Vanessa Mochia for following me on Instagram. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. If you want me to butcher your name, follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Jarvis. I was originally planning to do a different video this week on 7-second riddles, but I got carried away with this idea. So I hope you enjoyed it. That one will be coming next week. Anyway, see ya. Also, buy my merch if that's your thing. Okay, bye.